Jason Tatum and the Celtics, 3-1 series lead, trying to put away Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid and the Sixers on their floor in Boston. Maxey.
You have a chance to finish the team off. Don't screw around. Bad things can happen. These other guys can play.
Well, this is not a. When you look at this
For the night before,
yeah, this is his first game back.
57.
no, he played last game, fool.
That was
It's
his
a
first
difference
game
right
back.
here, Kenny. This is a difference right here. A big man playing like a
he
true
actually
big man.
went.
You're right, Shaq. It was a totally different guy in the second half.
Well, listen, we get on his case, he gets mad. Every time he shoots threes,
To the fourth quarter. We didn't know it at the time, but that three by Paul George gave the Sixers the lead for good.
There you go, Aaron.
They were up 100-94 and just keep on getting it to that guy.
If you don't come,
Got him.
it's a bucket.
Got him.
33 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and then for good measure, VJ Edgecombe, the rookie, with the dagger. 113-97. Boston scores 11 points in the fourth quarter on 3 of 22 shooting and blow a chance to advance in 5 games. So, Jaylen Brown, what happened?
Just overall, just not good enough tonight. Can't sum it up where. Just, a lot of different areas. We had a chance to win and pull away. We was up 13 and we didn't take advantage of it. So we're all to blame, but we just got to watch it and respond and get better and move forward.
Joel was dominant. He went to the post and he scored and scored and he scored. And then, he kicked something out and we made some shots. And it just takes a game like when we are fully healthy. And once we get that game out the way, we start playing better.
I know a lot of people might have takes of, that I might be lazy or whatever, but, every single time I'm on the floor, I just want to play basketball, whether I'm, good physical, mentally shape or whatever. I just want to enjoy this moment.
First time in Joel Embiid's career, this is 61 postseason games, that he was the game's leading scorer and led the game in assists. He had 8 and he had 33.
I'd have to disagree with him on one thing. I've never heard anyone call him lazy. I think that what I've heard, well, at least I'm just going to say what I've heard here, is take advantage of your advantage. And so don't let people off the hook, meaning when you have that physical advantage inside, establish that early. And then it creates the double teams and allows all those guys to shoot. And then you could sprinkle in a 3. But at times he starts with the 3. Lazy has never been a word that I've never heard here, at least, associated
no,
with
nobody
Joel
ever
Embiid.
called him lazy. But it frustrates. Like, he used to get mad at me and Shaq because this guy, Hakeem, Joel and Hakeem.
Similarities.
No. As far as in the post with the footwork.
Yeah, similarities.
They the 2 best I've ever seen. If they get the ball in the post.
Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale, I don't want to, he's the best I ever played against. But you talking about getting there and can go all these different moves. Nobody can guard him in the post. And when he shoot threes, he drive me and Shaq crazy. And he should always go in the post. You have to double him. One guy can't stop him. Because 2 things going to happen. Well, 3 things going to happen. He's going to score, he's going to miss, or he's going to get fouled. And let me tell you something. 2 out of those are pretty damn good if you're a big guy. If you're going to score, get the other team in foul trouble, because you get your guy in foul trouble, but you get your team in the penalty, you're going to miss some shots. But the Celtics had to, once the house was on fire, they had to start doubling him, and they got those other guys going.
Before you jump in here, Shaq, let's take a look at this, the shot selection in Game 5. First half, 5 out of 8.
That's
from
enough
2,
said.
7 out of 10 in the
That's
second.
enough said.
Did not take a 3-pointer in the second half.
No need to.
Because what he needs to understand that when you take a 3, you're taking the easy route. There's no easy way to win the championship. Kenny already said it. Take advantage of your advantage. When you go 7 for 10, now they're going to double. Now you're going to get your other guys involved. Maxey and VJ is working a little too hard for me to get points. I would rather Joel and Embiid go inside first, start to dominate, and make it easier for him. Because if you got to, if you throw the ball and you got to rotate to Maxey and VJ, there's no way you can get to him. So if he plays like this, they'll win.
Am I crazy to say there's going to be a Game 7 in Boston?
Listen, the Celtics are the easiest team. Like, out of all the teams in the NBA, the Celtics are the easiest to scout. Like, they're not going to change. You go back to last year against the Celtics, against the Knicks. They missed all those threes and blew a 20-point lead. Then the next game, they're like, we're not going to change. Then they missed all those threes and blew a 20-point lead. Then they went to New York and started making shots. The Celtics are not going to change. They're going to go to Philly, and you saw the games. The only two games the Sixers won, they missed all their shots.
And they were both in Boston.
They were both in Boston. So they're not going to change. They still got those two guys and Pritchard, but the Celtics, they're not going to play, man. It just depends if they make shots, plain and simple.
Celtics, 42% from deep in the wins, 27% from deep in their losses. Last word on this.
Yeah, well, I said this in game, even the first game Joel came back. Regardless of what he does, he's aggressive. And so he took a high number of shots in both games. So he changes your game plan by being in there. You cannot just sit there and say, well, we're going to go figure out if he's going to be Joel Embiid. And so now you know he is. 33 points, umpteen assists, umpteen rebounds. You know, you have to double him. And that creates spacing for Maxey. So Maxey can get 28 when he's not there, but they're hard. He goes home and ices up. He can get 22 of the easiest points he's ever played with, and playing with Joel Embiid on the court. So can Edgecombe. They just look so much more efficient, Shaq, when he's on the court, even though they're not scoring at the same proficiency when he's not there.
If Joel Embiid is playing the right way, you got to dominate. You got to take those high percentage shots. That's how you win, and that's how you dominate.
113-97. Sixers hold the Celtics under 100 for the second time in Boston in this series, and they're Shaquille O'Neal. How would you describe what you saw in the first 24 minutes, Chuckster?
A scrimmage, no intensity from the Sixers, like it's a life or death situation. And the Celtics are just like going through the motion. They're not making any shots, and they still got the lead. But it looked just like a scrimmage. You don't see any desperation. You know, your season can end.
Philadelphia's hung with them the entire first half.
Yeah, but they're not playing with intensity.
All right.
They're down 7.
Well, they were down 2 late in the half.
Yeah, but they're down 7 at half. When you're in a desperation, when you're going to lose, your season's going to be over, you can't play from behind, especially when the Celtics are shooting as bad as they're shooting. And that's the thing I know. This was just like a scrimmage to me.
Big difference between the first and second quarters as we look at the epic moment brought to you by Hyundai. Celtics led by 2 after 1, then came up with a 34-point second quarter, went 5 out of 12 from deep after 1 out of 10 in the first quarter. Ken Jet Smith, observations from half 1.
Well, if Brad Stevens won Executive of the Year.
And he did.
Well, Jaylen Brown is a big reason that he won Executive of the Year, because this was the year they were going to be tanking, supposedly, or taking a step back or a pause. Yes?
I need you to do something for me.
What's that?
You haven't won us out the game for about 2 years.
No, I'm not. I don't know if I'm going in. I don't know, Shaq. I don't know. I don't know if they're ready for that. They're not ready for that on ESPN.
All right.
So, but anyway, so we're talking about a 3-level scorer. Here's a guy who can do two different ways to score. Because when he's in that deep corner, you have to run at him for the 3. When you run at him, oh no, I'm a driver. 3-level scorer, I get in, punch. And then when I'm in that deep corner again, he's playing out of it, playing off the 3-point line. Oubre loses him. Now I'm going to get into my mid-range game. Knockdown shot here. Boom. And then his last thing, Shaq, is he goes into the post. And he goes into the post. And you know what, Shaq? I am going in the game. I'm going to go in the game.
Thank you,
brother. I'm going in the game.
Thank you.
So exciting.
I got my Boston green on. I had to come to the Garden. But when Jaylen Brown has the ball in here, he's looking, he's watching Embiid here. And he says, you know what, when I take my dribble inside, I'm going to see if he comes. If he doesn't come, I'm going to just play one-on-one, and I'm a 3-level scorer. Threes, mid-range, and now post. Get me out of here. Get me back to Atlanta. Go to work, Jason. Get in there. We score. I'm coming back, Shaq. I'm coming back.
Thank you.
I'm coming back from Boston. I'm coming back from Boston. I'm coming back.
Well, get back here.
Woo, I had to get gifts. What
did you find inside the game?
Well, inside the game, I saw this is for you, Shaq. Right here, brother. That was inside the game.
A slinky?
It's a slinky. I don't know what it is, but they told me in
say on the
Boston.
label?
They said you left that on the in your locker.
Flex.
They said you left that in your locker last time.
Flex.
Basically anything that's behind the big screen.
I think that's a little too big to be a slinky.
A slinky. It's just a wonderful toy.
Yeah.
Fun for a girl and a boy.
Yeah, see, he left that there last time, they said.
Oh,
That's a great toy.
You know what I was most impressed with is like you're just off the cuff asking him. He hadn't been in the game for a while. That was really excellent acting by both of you. What have you got on the Philly side?
Performance. Well, as Embiid just said there, David, when he gets in a rhythm and is feeling good, he can be as dominant as any player in the league when he's scoring the ball. And you saw that in the second half of this game, and it was because he went inside the arc and started to do a lot of damage. Embiid was 7 for 10 from the field in the second half. He didn't take a single three, and when the big fella gets cooking, it's when he starts stepping into that jumper around the foul line. When he comes down, pulls up and hits that 14, 15-footer, when that starts to go in, everything else in his game falls into place, and that's what he started doing over and over again in that second half. Jaylen Brown said he thought that the Celtics let Embiid get too many easy shots and let himself get going, and he certainly got to his pet shots in that second half, got in a rhythm. They had to then start doubling him. That led to open shots for other guys, and it snowballed into a very impressive Sixers second half that has sent this series back to Philadelphia for a Game 6 on Thursday night.
Yeah, all that's great news for the 76ers, not so much for the Celtics. And it was kind of set up, Tim, for Boston to win at home and close this out, maybe get a little rest. It just didn't happen. What were the issues for the Celtics tonight?
Well, David, as you said, it was 86-85 Boston going into the fourth quarter, 12 minutes away from getting on to the second round, at least for the 9th time in the past 10 years. And then what happened? They completely fell apart. Missed their final 14 shots to end the game, something that hasn't happened, according to Elias, since 2005. And overall, David, this was another case of the Celtics getting cold from the perimeter and it costing them dearly. In their 2 losses in this series, they have shot under 30% from three. In the 3 wins, they've combined to average 41.6% from deep. And over the last 4 years, since Joe Mazzulla became the coach of this team, Boston is 10-0 at home in the playoffs when they shoot 40% or better. They are 9-12 when they're under 40%, and they are 1-7 now when they are under 30%. This team very much goes by whether their shots are falling here at TD Garden. They did not fall tonight. They did not fall a week ago tonight. And as a result, it's 3-2 in this series, and the Sixers have given themselves a chance to stay alive.
Celtics' MO has been live by the 3, die by the 3, and they died in this one tonight. So, as you said, get back to Philly for Game 6 Thursday. Anything we should expect in that matchup, Tim?
I mean, in this matchup, the way these teams have gone over the past several years, we've seen all kinds of crazy things in this series. But again, I think this comes back to the shot making on both sides. In the games that the Sixers have shot well, they have been right in the game. They've been able to defend Boston pretty well. They've been able to limit the Celtics from getting too far ahead. But in the games they have not shot well, Games 1 and Games 4, the Celtics ran out of the gym. So I think it's Philly shot making at home that'll determine whether they can potentially make this a 7-game series.
All right, the Sixers extend the Celtics at least one more game, now carrying a bit of mojo into